And we are back with our 10th Big 12 school here at women's basketball Big 12 tip-off, the University of Kansas. They finished 5th last year in the league, picked to finish 5th again this year in the preseason poll. 11-7 in the Big 12 a year ago, 21-10 overall, and back in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2013. Brandon Schneider is here, 8th year at Kansas, 25th year overall as a head coach. 2022 Big 12 Coach of the Year. Congratulations, Coach. And he brings with him 3 of his student athletes, senior Zakiya Franklin, senior Holly Kerskeeter, and senior Tiana Jackson. I will ask you 3 questions in just a moment, but I'm going to start with Coach. A lot of coaches say that a trip to the NCAA tournament for a team and a program is a motivator. We want to do this again. How has last season energized your program, your players, as you look at this upcoming season?
I think it's been exactly that for us. I know that coming off the NCAA tournament, our players were adamant about wanting to go back, and obviously hopeful that a deeper run is in their future. They ask very specific questions on how to improve their season.
Faces and some new players to implement into your system. How have you tinkered with your style of play? Has things changed? What will we see from the Jayhawks on the floor?
Minor changes. I think trying to play a little bit faster on offense and maybe trying to pressure in certain areas a little bit more. We do have what we feel like is one of the nation's premier paint presences and shot blockers in Tiana Jackson. So, but just trying to incorporate not only some of our newcomers like Yvette Mayberry, but maybe some people who didn't see as much time as they would have liked, who we feel like have really made significant improvement and positioned themselves to increase their role in our team.
All right, and before I ask these young ladies questions, if anybody else out there does have a question, please raise your hand, and we've got Rachel and Christopher, and they will come and bring you a microphone. Okay, I'm going to start with you, Zakiya, because as a senior, 2022 All Big 12 honorable mention selection and a preseason honorable mention All Big 12 selection this year. What are some of the takeaways as players that you guys had from last year that you know that this team can do better at heading into this coming season?
Some takeaways from last season coming into this season would probably be just the experience, just putting the newcomers on to they're catching on things a lot quickly this year. So we're not having to teach stuff as as long. So we just do one thing and just move on, and then we're implementing things new every day in practice. So I would say that.
And for yourself, as you look back at last season and the year that you had, and again, this team making them, getting to the NCAA tournament, kind of getting over that hump and finding that role of success, what did you take on personally to say, this is what I've got to be better at heading into this coming season?
I would say coming into this season, something I need to be better at is being more vocal. It's kind of ironic being the point guard of the team. So usually I lead by example, but this year taking up more of a leadership role and speaking up more and helping our newcomers, get acclimated to things a lot quicker. And also something I talked about with Brennan last offseason would probably be just shooting the 3-ball better. So.
Well, and point guards are like quarterbacks. They've got to be vocal, and they've got to be like a coach out on the floor, and you do have great experience at that point guard position. Tiana, I'm going to ask you next. You, obviously, as your coach said, established yourself as one of the best shot blockers in the Big 12, a great defensive presence. You were part of the All Big 12 defensive team last year in a preseason honorable mention, All Big 12 selection this year. We all know what your defensive capabilities are, but what did you focus on in terms of being even more of a contributor offensively for this group coming into this season?
Offensively, it was just really my confidence and just looking to be aggressive and looking to score the ball more and just being aggressive on the offensive end.
Coach talked about playing faster a little bit, but sometimes for the big girls inside, that could be a little bit tougher. You got to get up and down a little bit, but also opportunity. Maybe you catch an easy bucket here or there. People, they don't get back, they don't cover. How have you guys, as a post yourself, how do you fit into that transition game and playing a little bit faster?
It was never really a problem for me getting up and down the court. So
well, that's good.
I just worked on being in shape, really, like, so we can play fast when I am on the court, just being in shape and just running.
All right, well, get up and down. You're going to have point guards still want to feed you. She might get you an easy bucket here or there. All right, Holly Kerskeeter, 2022 All Big 12 first-team selection and a preseason All Big 12 selection this season. You led this team in scoring. You obviously, as everyone knows, one of the best three-point shooters in this league. But you also led your team in steals last year. So talk a little bit about defense with this group, what that means, how you guys set the tone with your defense each and every night.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like you said, that's just how we try and set the tone. We don't want to be known for outscoring people. We want to be known for out-toughing people, which is on the defensive end. And so that's just kind of what we want our reputation to be. And that's something we work on every day. Like, that's a fundamental that we work on every day. That's not something we just skip over or browse over in practice. And we watch film on defense. We take just as much pride in our defense as we do in our offensive end. So regardless of, because defense isn't a stats thing. I mean, yeah, steals, whatever, but defense is more than steals. It's being in the right spot. And so we take it just as serious, and obviously that's something that we want to capitalize on and even get better at. So we definitely take a lot of pride in our defense. And so to lead in steals, yeah, it's something I'm proud of, but it's just something that I try and do to spark the rest of the team. Like, hey, let's get out, let's get steals, let's run. Like you said, we want to play faster. Defense goes into playing faster, and so you got to start with defense.
So what's tougher to sit through, a film session on defense or a film session breaking down offense?
It depends. They're both not fun, especially if it's like you, because we'll have film sessions where one person's just getting torn apart. So you don't want to be that person, but nah, they're both tough. So neither.
Well, toughness is a big factor of all of this coaching, and I've asked almost everybody that sat in that chair here this afternoon. We know that the Big 12, it's a grind. It is, you play everybody twice, you beat up on each other, you got to hold home court, you got to try to steal some on the road. So as you look at this year, what strikes you about the Big 12? You finished fifth last year, you picked fifth in the preseason poll this year. When you look at it, what's your thought right off the bat about this season?
Well, being picked fifth, I hope that means there's going to be 5 people who are going to be contenders for the title. I think that it's a very, very deep league. I think that for many, many years it was Baylor and then, okay, who might get second or third? I don't think that's the case. I think there is obviously Texas and Iowa State garnered most of the preseason votes, but I think there's several other teams that come late February and early March, it's going to be a really, really exciting time.
Depth is a huge piece of it, but also then thinking about depth of your non-con and getting you prepared for that gauntlet, so to speak, of the Big 12. What did you look for in scheduling the non-con, and what are going to be some of those challenges as you guys head out and get started in November? Yeah,
like we mentioned earlier, our players really wanted to upgrade the non-conference portion of our schedule to help our net rating going into Big 12 play, and we worked really hard as a staff to do that. We've got Texas A&M coming to our place. We go on the road to Arizona, go on the road to Nebraska, go on the road to St. Mary's, which people who are around basketball know what a difficult place that is to play. Yep. UT Arlington was a tournament team, and played Iowa State really well in the tournament, and they're coming to our place. So, significantly more challenging non-conference schedule, but we felt like, you schedule relative to the strength of your roster, and, we like our team.
Well, ladies, it looks as though you've asked the right questions, and then now you're going to have a heck of a challenge all season long. So we wish you the very best of luck. I want to say thank you to everyone for being here today, for watching all of our coaches and student athletes as part of the 2022 Big 12 basketball tip-off. And best of luck to all of you this season, and look forward to seeing you guys play in Lawrence.
Thank you.